Hey guys. So today's video is going to be definitely different than I normally do, and that is I'm going to be talking to my friend Safari Arie. So what it is me and him chatting back and forth, him telling me about his trip across Canada on his bicycle, right? He just finished it. So sit back, listen to Arie talk, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. And it's going to be a 2-day video, so definitely you get what you get today, and then Friday you'll get it again. And I just want you to see what he's doing. It's just really super cool, right, guys? So sit back, watch the video, and have fun.
There we are. I think it's working.
Hey.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
Oh, excellent. Been kind of looking forward to this right now. I was really excited last night thinking about it, thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be so cool to talk to you, learn, and let people also that are following me learn about what you're doing, because I think it's just super cool.
Yeah.
So guys, this is Safari Arie we're going to be talking to, and he's going to let us know all about his trip across Canada, and actually a little bit more of a trip going to keep on going, right? So it's just going to be amazing stuff to listen to. So my friend, could you actually just give us some statistics on what it took for you to get across Canada? Just let us know everything about it, right? Go for it.
All right. Well, so I started November 12th, 2019 in St. John's, Newfoundland. And I just completed crossing Canada October 17th. And I believe that's 84 days. That's taking some time off for COVID and about a week off for Christmas. And so, 12,340 kilometers.
It's mind-blowing stuff. I love it.
In a way, a little bit it is. And actually what made this ride especially special is that I'm currently at my 55th host of biking across Canada. Most people that bike across Canada, because they say between 200 and 300 people typically in the summer will bike across Canada.
Oh, wow.
But most people that do it have maybe 5 or 10 hosts, and I had 55.
Yeah.
And that is pedaling also during a pandemic, bypassing the whole GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. So as you know, everyone I know, all my acquaintances, all my friends live in the Hamilton area. And so I completely bypassed that. And I still basically broke the unofficial world record for the number of hosts. So it is an unbelievably unique ride. There are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stories of just people reaching out with unbelievable generosity, and just coming through, and just we could actually literally talk for hours and hours and hours with all the stories.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So
one of the things is at the end of this,
show.
The people that were hosts for you, we're going to have the whole list actually go by.
The whole list.
Yeah. Sue put it all together last night. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So she put it all together. I think is it with photographs and with photographs and the names, right?
Wow. Oh my.
So all the people that contributed to help you, right? And I just think to me it's amazing, right? Every time I would go on Facebook and see you with this big giant smile and the people that you were dealing with, right? I just thought, oh, this is just like totally cool, like so amazing, because I've known you from. How old was it when I met you?
It was just before college. It was during high school.
Yeah.
It was so 17, between 16 and 8. Yeah, between 16 and 18, and now I'm 47.
I'm a little older too.
I'm old. Yeah. I'm old like you were when I met you.
Yeah, that's true. That's almost like That's thing is, when I met Arie, young guy that just like had this amazing ambition, and one of the great things I liked about when I met him was like he had future. Like he was talking about his future, and anytime that he said, "Oh, I'm going to do this," I just sat back and went, "Okay, I'm going to watch this young guy do that," because I knew he would do it. Right when he told me about the trip across Canada, I was just waiting. That's all I was doing, just waiting. And then when he said, "Okay, it's time to go," I knew that's exactly what he was going to do, and achieves it. Right, like that's mind blowing. Like I just think to myself, who sits out and goes, "You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go across Canada." And I mean, that's that's a big bucket list, right? Massive. And the thing is, watching your photographs too, because I look at the photographs and I see every little bit that's going on, right? The amazing amount of photo, and you're good at it. You're really good at the photograph stuff, right? Like I really get a feel. Like if you want to know what Canada looks like, go onto the site, check out all his pictures, and you'll see that. You'll see all right the progression, right from the East Coast right across, and you see every little detail, right? And the animals too. Oh yeah, cool. The rattlesnakes, very jealous, very jealous. Oh
yeah, that
when I saw the rattlesnakes, I was just like, oh, I wanted to see that.
Yeah, I actually last night I actually kind of completed my posting up to Flickr. Like, I put my photos in the cloud, but then I put them on Flickr, of course, for everyone to view. And would you believe last night, basically posting pretty much my last photos of Canada, I actually broke 10,000 from beginning to Victoria. I from St. John, well, actually a little bit before St. John's, but basically from the very beginning to Victoria, I broke over 10, just like 10,019 or something like that. But like I broke 10,000 photos in
it's
the
a
last.
Copy book. I can see it already. You know those big giant books that people get, and you look through it. That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be amazing.
Maybe multiple.
A couple of books.
I broke 10,000 photos, and I didn't even mean to do that. It just sort of happened. I got a bit of an addiction, I guess.
Well, that's the thing is that what's so nice about it is, like, as I say, you can see the story developing, right?
Oh yeah.
And you can see the progression that you've had to go through and stuff like that. So it's really cool.
That's kind of one of the most amazing parts, is just that it's a story, and it's a story that literally hundreds and hundreds of Canadians participated in. It's a story that is far bigger than I could have ever written in my lifetime. It's such a privilege and honor just to actually be part of a story that I had no idea about. But then it was just, like I said, literally hundreds of people were invited into that story. And it was just like, I didn't even realize that was what was happening. It wasn't until actually I was sort of reflecting back on the experience after the fact, and it was just like, what really came to heart was that this was a story, and it was a far bigger story than I could write, and the fact that like literally hundreds of Canadians actually became part of this story. So I thought that was actually really cool.
Like to me it's just fascinating. I get very excited when I see stuff like that, plus the fact that I know you, right, and known you for such a long time. You're actually my daughter's godfather, so that's how important it is to know and to see you doing this kind of thing. Now, a couple of things I was going to ask you was, was there ever one thing that really, like, you were like, oh my God, this is amazing, like really popped into you, or is it just the whole overall thing?
I honestly, I mean, obviously Atlantic Canada was the biggest part of this story becoming what it is. Like, if it wasn't for Atlantic Canada, I don't think this story would have been what it was. So definitely have to give kudos to Atlantic Canada for that place in the story. Beyond that, I mean, it's funny because I was just on a show yesterday, and I was talking to a few people I hadn't really talked to before, and I was just trying to explain how amazing, like, they were like, because they were kind of asking that, like that, or and I was just saying, like, you don't understand, every day is amazing. And then we kind of went further into the story, and like just in the last few weeks, because they were talking about, like, it was a Vancouver show, and then I went on about how my ride progressed just on Vancouver Island, and they were completely blown away. And I said, look, I told you, every day is amazing. It just gets more and more amazing. And I just said, see, you just those last couple of days that I articulated, it's like, see, I'm like, that's the proof. And I you know what I mean? I just, every day. And that's a lot of days, 285 days, give or take, to have amazing days. Even the days where, if I ran into some bike mechanical issues, the people that came out of nowhere to literally save the day just made the story even greater. So even my bad days, even my and that's that's the thing is I knew they weren't even really bad days for me, because I knew the solution was going to come and it would get figured out. But it was just amazing to actually see that in person, that that the day got saved. So even the bad days were amazing.
Well, to me, I like it because there's a lot of people, say, oh, nowadays this type of thing and the way people are and stuff like that. And then you hear your story and you realize
Yes.
people are out there. There's great people out there.
Oh,
And,
absolutely.
yeah. And I think, for yourself, it must have been just so enjoyable just to all of a sudden, hey, I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden, boom, there's people there. Right.
Yeah.
I know, like you said about you were at Tim Hortons and somebody bought you lunch.
Oh, I had that happen dozens and dozens and dozens of times. Like between that was the thing about Atlantic Canada. In Atlantic Canada, I think between $500 and $700 was handed to me in 10s, 20s, 50s, and gift cards. And these were actually these were pure random strangers that would walk up to me because they would see me near my bike, or they would see me on my bike, and they would come up. Literally, it was the same. It was the same thing. They'd say, "You're that guy, aren't you?" I'd say, yeah, I'm that
You're
guy.
that guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. They'd say, "You're that guy," and I'd say, "Yeah, I'm that guy." And so the reality is literally hundreds and hundreds of people actually have fed me across Canada. Literally,
it's amazing.
Yeah, no, literally hundreds of people have fed me across Canada. Yeah, it's. I mean, on top of that, I was even recognized. Okay, so I couldn't, especially Nova Scotia, as far as recognition, I couldn't go anywhere in Nova Scotia without being recognized. I was recognized. I was recognized a whole bunch of times in Prince Edward, because I started in Newfoundland on the Trans-Canada Highway. There's not a lot of people that live on the highway. So Newfoundland has obviously got the reputation for being the friendliest, most generous, welcoming people into their homes kind of reputation. But I was mostly on the Trans-Canada, so I didn't really run into a whole lot of people. But then Nova Scotia, it kind of built. And then Prince Edward Island, then it really started. Then something really was my eyes were being opened very quickly, very wide, to something was going on. And I did start to get recognized. And then in Nova Scotia, it was actually virtually impossible not to go anywhere without being recognized. And so, and then also back, and then into New Brunswick, it happened a bunch of times, actually quite a few times, which is a little bit surprising because of the way New Brunswick is laid out compared to, say, some of the other Atlantic Canada provinces. But then I was recognized in Montreal. I was actually recognized twice in Ottawa, and I was recognized in Jasper, Alberta, and I was even recognized in Vancouver.
That's great.
And those are pretty darn big cities for someone to come up to you and go, either are you Arie, or are you, or Safari Arie?
Safari Arie, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's pretty mind blowing just to, like I said, to be in Vancouver, just walking on, honestly, this would happen in Vancouver, just like a month and a half ago, because I've been here a little while, but a month and a half ago, someone walked up to me and just said, are you Arie? You know what I mean? Mind blowing.
Hold on a second. What was that, babe? It's been 12 minutes. Knew that was going to happen. Knew that was going to happen.
When you said you'd like to ask all these questions in 12 minutes, I just laughed.
Yeah.
It's I could. Well, I mean, in all fairness, it's your first Zoom, and you're actually doing an amazing job as
thank you, sir.
as the host of your first Zoom meeting. But just when you said 12 minutes, it's yeah, nice try. Good luck on this one.
But you know what? I think already we're just going to make this more than a one video situation already. I can already see that. And then I think what I'm already thinking to myself is I think I'd like to keep in contact with at least once a month.
So there you are. That's the end of today's, and then there'll be tomorrow. So video number 2 will be tomorrow. But very fascinating how somebody just got that in their mind and said, I'm going to do this, and shot across Canada. And he's basically doing it for himself. But the thing is that the story is starting to evolve and becoming more. And I think also trees are something that's really important to Arie too. So he really wants to help in that situation too. So thanks for watching, guys. Be cool like a big bull moose. And always wear your pants. Tomorrow, day 2.